Mm-hmm.
Obviously, June 12th, we have the main event, Shiraz versus Edgar Berlanga.
Mm-hmm.
Shiraz fought Hadamis in his last fight. It was a controversial draw. I don't know if you feel like Hadamis won. A lot of people believe he did, and a lot of people had a lot to say when it came down to Turkey. Kind of moving close to the to scorecards and stuff like that. What do you think about that main event per se, and what do you think about Turkey and what he's bringing to the sport as well?
I think it's tremendous what Turkey's bringing to the sport. Um, Again, you know, I think he got a bad rap for that because remember, even if you're a promoter, a coach, a fighter, we all have certain styles we like. We all have certain fighters that we root for, guys that we like. But at the end of the day, when they were talking about Turkey, oh, he went over there and well, guess what? You got three different judges. And they're saying, oh, he's saying he doesn't know what the three different judges are scoring it.
Hmm.
And then you can look at it from this perspective. When him going over there and they're saying, oh, but he's telling the guy that he's down or he's this and that. Okay, that doesn't mean he knows what the scorecards are. And let's say, for argument's sake, that he does know what the scorecards are and he's telling him that he's down. Okay, what if he goes out there now, or like it's open scoring, and now all of a sudden Shiraz starts to turn it up and he starts going for broke and he gets caught and gets knocked out? So many different things can happen. I'll tell you this as a coach. I have so many people, well, they're yelling from the thing, hey, the unofficial has you down. Well, to me, if you're a great coach, I don't care what the unofficial says. I don't care what any of that's going on. I need to know what I'm looking at and base decisions off of that. Not what the promoter's thinking, not what a matchmaker's thinking, not what the unofficial scorecard's thinking. If you base your coaching off that, uh, you're probably not too good of a coach.
Mm, energy. Um, he has a big card also in May. You know,
Yeah.
crazy stuff that he's doing. All in New York City. This year we're getting the New York City vibes, I see. What do you think about that superstar lineup? The Ryan Garcia, the Devin Haney,
Whew,
Teofimo Lopez.
whew. You know what, man?
What fights
Devin,
intrigued you the most?
Devin Haney, man. I've known him for a long time. That's a bad man right there. Ryan Garcia, probably the fastest left hook in the sport. Teofimo, the athleticism. I've been fortunate to see him a couple times. I haven't really been in his camp, but I've seen him a couple times where maybe he's just starting to get back in shape over at City Boxing back in the day when he was with Miguel Diaz, and the athleticism of that guy it's insane. Um, wow, wow, wow. I mean, I think it's some great fights. I'm real interested to see Barbosa versus Devin Haney. I mean, for your first fight back, that's a pretty damn tough fight. Rolly, obviously, if anybody could sell a fight, it's Rolly. I've known him for a long, long time. When I was back in my days working with Rancis Bartholomew, actually back in City Boxing. And I'll tell you this about Rolly, though. Is he the underdog? Yes, he is. But one thing he can't do, he can't punch. Rolly can't punch. And he's going to have to catch him with lightning in a bottle. But hey, you know what? It's possible. He can't punch. And until something turns around, and unless Ryan Garcia can get him out of there, he's going to be dangerous the whole time moving through. Now, we could say, well, Pitbull just steamrolled right through him, and he did. But Pitbull is a very compact hard target to hit. Ryan sometimes with that quick left hook, he's a little bit more upright. And so Rolly may have an opportunity to catch him. But that said, obviously, I like Ryan Garcia. I like the fast left hook. I like the fast twitch. I like the length. And I think he'll be feeling himself. I think he's coming into his own. And I'm expecting a dominant performance from Ryan Garcia.
Tell me, what do you think about the Teofimo Lopez and Arnold Barboza fight?
You know what? Which Tiafimo is going to show up?
Right.
Well, I almost liken Teofimo to, I like to use analogies in different sports, but Teofimo's in some aspects, it's like a basketball player. When he's in the zone, I mean, he's hitting threes, no looking. When he's in the zone, he's second to none. But
Fadeaways.
sometimes, yeah, but sometimes I think for him is if he misses his first 2 or 3 pointers, like a basketball analogy, it may be a little bit of a long night. He's still good enough to get the job done, but I think he gets into his own head. But when he hits the zone, he starts the game off with 2 or 3 threes, and then he sees them go down, and he's feeling himself. He's a tough out for anybody.
100%. Now you got Devin Haney as well with Ramirez. Now I also see he's ranked what number one in the WBC as well at 147 pounds.
I don't know what they did about that initially. If that's happened, if that's the case, I mean, obviously his record speaks for himself and what he's able to accomplish in his career. Unified champion. He's one of the best guys, whether it's at 40, 47, 35. He's a tremendous talent. Um, he's not in no pushover fight either to come back. So we'll see how that plays, and we'll see how much Ramirez has left in the tank.
Are you when you look at that fight, is that like a fight that you need to see, you know, what Devin shows up as well after the performance he had
You know
with
what I think? I
Brian?
think I think a lot of times when guys take that kind of a beating psychologically, they may never recover. I know Devin for a pretty long time now. We're both Bay Area guys. Maybe it's coming across as a little bit biased because we are both from the Bay Area.
Hmm.
But I always try to take my emotions out of it. I just think Devin's a strong-minded guy. Unless Ramirez can really hit him with stuff that really hurts him and shakes him up, I see Devin Haney cruising to victory.
At once upon a time, they were actually looking at Mario Barrios. I mean, what's your thoughts on that fight?
Well, we've sparred Devin Haney. I think it would be a great fight. I think it'd be a great fight for the fans. Obviously, again, that's up to Louis DeCubas Jr. and Al Heyman. But I love the fight. We definitely wouldn't turn that down. And we'll see how it plays out. But right now, Barrios is the WBC world champion. And if they want that title, they got to come calling us.
100%. Now it's wild, right? All that whole list in May 2nd is all basically welterweights. Like they're about to turn welterweights. So you must be looking at that card like there's a lot of potential fights. And when I do say that, do you feel like Mario Barrios is one of those. It's a very lucrative fight for some of these welterweights because of his stardom and who he has fought. But in the same time, do you see from other people that he might be looking at maybe the most vulnerable welterweight?
Um, Well, like I said, all those are great names. Teofimo is a great name and a great fighter. Uh, Devin Haney's great name, great fighter. Ryan Garcia, great name, great fighter. Um, Boots Ennis, great name, great fighter. Brian Norman, like I said, he's put himself in the mix now. So those are all great opportunities, and we'll have to see how it plays out. But the great news is for us, I think they're all going to have an opportunity to fight each other at some point, and I think it's great for Mario Barrios to earn his right to put himself in there, and he's earned the right, no two ways about it. So we'll see how it transpires moving forward.
As far as you as a boxing fan, as the coach, what fight do you want to see Mario in?
Oh man, you know what? I like the Earl Spence fight.
Hmm.
Right, I like the Earl Spence fight, and I'll tell you, I like that fight from the standpoint of an all-out Texas shootout,
Hmm.
Dallas Cowboy Stadium. Two gunslingers from Texas, right? We got Mario Barrios, El Azteca, the Mexican. We got obviously Spence, Dallas, Texas, right? African American. I think it would be a fantastic fight, not only for them, the fans, and for everybody. and Boots Ennis. I think he's on his way to becoming a bona fide superstar, and I think that would be a great, great fight too. So we'll see how it plays out, and we can never be remiss at Ryan Garcia, what he brings to the table. I mean, he's got one of the best names, not just in boxing, but in sports in general.
Right, right, 100%. Um, also, what do you think about Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, the next